Still going strong after a quarter of a century, The Simpsons has the ability to make you laugh, cry, and learn an astounding amount about life, all wrapped up in a functionally dysfunctional yellow family. Hi, my name is Joe with channel Frederator, and while there is a countless amount of knowledge we can take from the town of Springfield, we are here to bring you 13 life lessons from The Simpsons. Number 1, your parents do more for you than you think, so appreciate them. Why do we work hard today? So in the future we can do whatever we want. At least that's Homer's philosophy as he grinds his time sleeping in Sector 7G, because when you're in charge of safety, why not sleep? In an episode titled "And Maggie Makes 3, Homer finally has reached his goal in life, to pay off his debts and finally quit the power plant so he can work at his dream job, working as a pin monkey for the Springfield Bolorama. But this episode just so happens to be a flashback to early Simpsons life when there was only Homer, Marge, Bart, and Lisa. So, of course, the unexpected surprise happens and, as the title suggests, Maggie comes into the family. Despite trying so desperately to avoid going back, Homer returns to the plant. As punishment, Mr. Burns places a sign in front of Homer that reads, "Don't forget, you're here forever." After seeing Maggie for the first time, which melts his heart, Homer then uses the pictures of Maggie to remind him why he's there, and makes the sign instead read, "Do it for her." Our parents may not let us know all of the things they do for us, and we usually don't appreciate it until later in life, so take a moment to say thank you. Then ask if you can use their washer and dryer to do a load of clothes. Number 2, addiction can happen to anyone. While an argument can be made for just about any character in the show having an addiction, Marge has always been the one to keep everyone grounded. She is the rock, the guiding light to bring everyone back to some normalcy. In the episode Springfield, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Legalized Gambling, Mr. Burns opens his own casino, which Homer begins to work at. While visiting the casino, Marge decides to kill some time by playing a quick slot game using a quarter she finds on the ground. That then turns into 2 games, then 3, then a complete spiral into a never-ending abyss, until Homer is able to step in and help. Yep, Homer's the savior this time. He gets Marge out and shows her how her gambling addiction is affecting the family. Any addiction can hurt a family, but being a part of a family means being there for each other at all times, not just the good. You may not be able to cure them yourself, but you can help them by finding someone who can. I'm betting you that it's easier than you think. What do you want to wager? $10? Oh, wait, never mind. Number 3, just because you're different doesn't mean you're bad. Zangief once said in Wreck-It Ralph, "You're a bad guy, but this does not mean you are a bad guy." There's No Disgrace Like Home is an episode that has Homer trying to change the whole family. After attending a family picnic, Homer notices that all other families are very different from his. They were supportive, loving, and worked together for the best possible outcome, a formula that would probably have had the show canceled after just a few episodes. In Homer's best attempt to make his family normal, they sneak around the neighborhood during their family dinner to observe other families from the bushes, which of course is a logical solution, and they eventually seek family counseling from Dr. Marvin Monroe. After proving to be a very difficult family to change, Dr. Monroe begins to insult the family, which causes the Simpsons to immediately defend each other, showing that, sure, they are strange, but they are still a good family who cares for one another. So remember, you may be different, but as long as you do good and are happy, then keep on with your life, you weirdo. Number 4, if you don't like it, doesn't mean others can't like it. There is something out there for everyone's tastes. For example, I love to eat cow tongue. Just don't knock it till you try it, or at least don't take it away from me. We learn this in the episode Bart After Dark. While playing with Milhouse, a toy airplane lands on a gargoyle on top of a mysterious house. After accidentally breaking the gargoyle, Bart is forced to help out at the house to repay his debt. The house turns out to be a burlesque house. Soon, everyone finds out that this taboo place exists in Springfield, and the town forms a mob to shut it down. Homer ends up coming to its defense by showing it doesn't do harm to anyone, so why not just let it be? Like fidget spinners of today, or the fidget spinners of tomorrow, just because I may not like it doesn't mean you are not allowed to. So spin on, good people of the internet. Just wait till the end of the video before you start again. Number 5, don't judge a book by its cover. You remember those strange kids from school? They just raised a few $1 million for their company through crowdfunding and are hiring. You're probably going to work for them. In one of the most iconic Simpsons episodes, Starkraving Dad, Homer gets sent to an insane asylum where he becomes friends with the one and only Michael Jackson. Of course, it turns out that he is not actually the king of pop, but he is still just as talented. He even helps Bart through music create a special gift for Lisa on her birthday. Why did he pretend to be Michael? So people would give him a chance. chance. Giving others a chance is an essential part of growing and becoming better human beings together. So don't judge until you get to know someone. After that, judge away. You did your part. Number 6, know when to quit. Having a goal is important. We were all excited to become adults and eat ice cream for dinner every single night, but we soon learned that stuff like this has consequences that outnumber the benefits. Diabetes, anyone? With a side of severe stomach aches. This is a lesson Homer learns in Homerpalooza. He discovers an amazing ability to take a hit from a cannonball and begins living a dream life on the road with the Smashing Pumpkins, Cypress Hill, and the amazing Peter Frampton. His one goal? To make his son proud of him. After repeat damage, he is told that if he takes one more hit that he will die. After struggling with having to decide between making his boy proud of him and dying, or living in disappointment, he chooses life. While this is an extreme example, it's important to remember, sometimes you just gotta say no. Not to mention success comes in many different forms. Eventually, Homer went on to have the chance to make his son proud in countless other ways, as well as continue to make us laugh. Number 7, think outside the box. Have you ever had a problem where the answer should be simple, yet all the solutions available just don't seem to fit? That's when you have to broaden your possibilities and think outside the box. In Who Shot Mr. Burns, a rare 2-part episode for the show, the world was asked to solve a mystery. Who was daring enough to try and kill Mr. Burns? There were so many obvious answers, from Homer to Moe to even Mr. Smithers. Turns out, it was just an accident brought on by Burns' greed and Maggie's access to his gun. Sure, other answers seem more logical at times, but sometimes it is the illogical ones that lead you to the solution. Number 8, do your research. There was once a time when we were all taught that Christopher Columbus was this amazing man and made friends with Indians. Whoops. People can be wrong. It's a part of human nature, but as a result, it's important for us to determine what is the truth. Lisa had to come to this realization when she was doing a report about the town hero, Jebediah Springfield, in Lisa the Iconoclast. Being a thorough researcher, she visits a museum dedicated to this historical figure that the whole town looks up to. Here she discovers clues that bring her to realize everything history had said is wrong, even down to Jebediah's real name, Hans Sprungfeld, in case you wanted to know. The Simpsons showed a possibility of the truth being lost to choices made by someone in the past or present. It is our job to check the facts, which could possibly mean a lot of reading. Number 9, fight for what you believe in. In 2004, The Simpsons made an episode called Fraudcast News, an episode where Mr. Burns, an old rich man, does not like what the news has to say about him. So he buys all the media and forces them to say only the information he wants them to say. Guys, does this sound familiar to you? Anyway, Lisa ends up making her own independent newspaper to combat this problem, and becomes the only respected news in all of Springfield, which eventually releases everyone from the grips of Mr. Burns. This shows that it takes just one voice who doesn't give up to fight for what you believe is right to make a difference. Number 10, the bond between pet and owner is like no other. There is nothing more special than having a pet who loves you, other than maybe having children, but you get the point. If we treat our pets with love and care, they will be there for us through thick and thin. The canine mutiny put Bart and Santa's little helper at odds when Bart decides to buy a well-trained collie using a fraudulent credit card. This dog was so well trained, it even garners high praise from Homer, who says, "A dog like this you have to feed every day." Santa's little helper is eventually given to a blind man, and realizing the error of his ways, Bart goes after him. Santa's little helper is forced to choose between a blind man who treats him well, or Bart, the boy who saved him from certain doom. After some thought, he chooses Bart and all is well. Why does he choose Bart, you ask? Well, because he sniffs out a bag of marijuana from the pocket of the blind old man and gets him tossed in jail. Whoops. Oh, how times have changed. Number 11, you can be your own person. We've all said to our parents at one point or another, "I really hope I never do that when I'm your age." Well, Lisa Simpson has said that out of fear. The episode Lisa and the Simpson Gene takes a look at how the Simpsons have historically gone down in intelligence as they age. Bart and Homer were both very smart when they were young, and then not so much. Lisa is someone who definitely prides herself on her intelligence and hard work, so once she learns about the Simpson gene that lives inside her, she fears the worst, being doomed to a life of idiocy. However, she soon learns, thanks to one of her aunts, that this is not the case. In fact, the Simpson women have all done quite well. The truth is, we can all make our own decisions. We are not doomed to repeat the same mistakes that were made by our ancestors. As for you looking like your Aunt Bertha, there's not much we can do about that. Number 12, as long as there are memories, your loved ones are never truly gone. The only certainty in life is death and taxes. Not even Twinkies can last forever. They just don't taste the same anymore. But I digress. digress. All of us have had, or will have, the unfortunate experience of losing someone close, someone who meant a lot to us and had a hand in shaping us to be who we are today. For Lisa, that is a man named Bleeding Gums Murphy, a man who spoke with his saxophone better than most of us speak with words. He inspired Lisa to use her sax to express herself in a way that she couldn't before. He ended up passing away in round Springfield, and Lisa felt that she would never be the same. Thanks to a big sacrifice by Bart, he shows her how the one she loved will always be there as long as she remembers him. So keep your memories alive any way you can. Then, all that time you spent with them will be even more worth it. Number 13, don't wait until it's too late. Can sushi kill you? Find out after this message. Okay, I won't actually make you wait, but this is something that almost happened to Homer in One Fish, Two Fish, Blowfish, Bluefish. He is given possibly one more day to live due to his consumption of the wrong part of a blowfish. This puts everything into perspective for Homer, and he decides to try and do all the things he feels he should do before he dies. Unfortunately, he doesn't accomplish it all, but luckily, he doesn't die. So, tell your loved ones how you feel every day and keep on reaching for your goals. You never know how much time you'll have and when it will be too late. Wow, who knew the Simpsons were so deep? Once again, I'm Joe, and thanks for watching 13 Simpsons Life Lessons. What's the most important lesson you learned from the Simpsons? Comment below and let us know. Click the bell icon to become part of the notification squad, and be sure to subscribe to channel Frederator for some more great videos like this one. Cause remember, Frederator loves you.